Over to you, Matthew, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to all our viewers who have joined us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday morning, taking time out to be with Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC and the week. This is part of a series that is jointly hosted by us, and I'm Matthew T. George, Senior Associate News Editor of the week. Today's topic is reflections of 2022 and resolutions for 2023. It has two components. One is the financial advice component, and the second one is goal setting for a holistic, fulfilling life in 2023. The first part, how to plan your finances, is handled by Mr. K.S. Rao and Mr. Amit Trivedi. And the second part, goal setting for a holistic, fulfilling life in 2023, is handled by the very popular Swami Sukha Bodhananda Ji. My duty this morning is to welcome our panelists and introduce them to you briefly. For those of you who have been on this webinar series earlier, you would know that Mr. K.S. Rao, who's Executive Vice President of Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC and Head of their Investor Education and Distribution Development Department. Raoji is a staple, is the linchpin that holds this show together. He is part of the family, but I'm welcoming him in terms of formality. And I wish Raoji and all our viewers very happy Makar Sankranti this morning. And we were just saying that how diverse a festival this is, because in now it is Makar Sankranti, and elsewhere it is tied with Lodi and then Bihu. And in my own district, in Pathanamthitta district, it is tied to the Ayyappa festival, is the closure of it. It is the Magara Vilakku festival, actually, where the Makara Jyoti is seen and we close the pilgrimage for the season. So very special day for all of us, and also a very busy Sunday for all of you. Thank you for joining us. Briefly, I'll introduce Raoji. Raoji is an IIM Calcutta alumnus and an MBA Finance. He's a chartered wealth management. His role model is a much awarded man within the organization and without. And especially one thing I would like to add is a recent award that he has received at the World Marketing Congress Awards in November, last November, that's 2022 November, as the most influential financial marketing professionals in India. This is the fourth consecutive time that he's winning it. So it speaks volumes about his standing within the fraternity and the kind of respect and affection that he has from fellow professionals. Peer respect is something that, you know, is great. It's enriching and it's also humbling. And we'd like to offer our heartiest congratulations to Mr. K.S. Rao this morning. And we hope that there are more awards in the offing for you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
I said this last time also, that for the fourth time consecutive, Aditya Birla Sun Life and Raoji's division especially, which is Investor Education, has won an award from our competition, which is Outlook. They are for the innovative approach to investor education. Again, for the fourth consecutive time, they have been awarded. And my congratulations to everybody on your team, Raoji, and also as the captain of the ship, to you especially. And my second person to introduce this morning is Amit Ji. Amit Ji again is a part of this family. I think other than Raoji, Amit Ji should be the person who has spoken here the most, without doubt. So Karma Knowledge Academy is Amit Ji's baby. It's about investing and about markets and about personal finance. One thing about both of them is that both of them are avid readers. Mostly before this, we compare what books we have read and so on. And the same with other panelists also who come. It's mostly a book review session that precedes this part, which you don't see. And Amit Ji always brings something to the table, and something special, which is usually his love for Bollywood, his love for cricket, and both of them are fathers, so they bring in a lot of experience from their parenting and also mentoring young professionals. Amit Ji is an author, a speaker, a trainer, and a blogger, and has written widely in popular media and also many books. The most recent one being Money Wise Perspectives for Women, co-authored with another of our panelists who is with us quite often, Ms. Kiran Telang. So one point additionally is that Amitji is joining us from Ahmedabad this morning, where last night he was awarded the Rashtriya Arthamitra Gurukulam, awarded him with the Guru Gaurav Puraskar yesterday. So we have two widely awarded people with us, and since this is a much more recent event, please accept Mr. Rao's, ours, and the viewers. Congratulations, Amitji, and so happy to have you with us this morning. And Swamiji will join us at 11:15. So just one line. Swamiji is a speaker who is greatly in demand. Has spoken at the UN, at Davos, the World Economic Forum, with multiple corporate events and so on. But most impressive has been his Swamiji's work with what he founded, which is the Prasanna Trust. And the work that they have done during COVID is really impressive. They have taken care of children who have lost parents during COVID. They have taken care of the food needs of so many people during COVID. So Swamiji is not just a life coach, but he's a living example in many things that we would like to do. I would like to give a bigger introduction when Swamiji joins us, but for now I'll stop and I'll hand it over to Rao sir and also to Amitji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Matthew sir, and thank you and congratulations, Amitji, for a wonderful Puraskar, Gaurav Puraskar, and glad, it's the first session of the year, starting with a lot of good cheer, and it's a Makar Sankranti, and wishing all the viewers, during on the festive day, you all took time and joining us. That itself speaks volume about what you intend to, what you want to learn. I mean, the intention you kept it, and I sincerely thank on behalf of Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund, each one of you, and also the team of Madhurama with Matthew sir and Sri sir and the entire team, women, and the kind of work, because on a holiday on Sunday coming and talking to us, spending some time is a phenomenal commitment until and unless it happens. And in fact, there is one meaning of Sankranti in it's a Sankranti is a word coming from the Sanskrit. San is coming together. Kranti is bringing the change, and we are all coming together to bringing the change within ourselves, in our finances. And once we prosper, nations prospers automatically. There's a prosperity side. There is a saying, we got two kinds of income. One is an external income, which is economic income, which we will get it by our professions or our business, various ways. And there is an internal income, which we build ourselves over a period of time. Today, we focus, Amit and me, we will talk a little bit about external income. And once Swamiji comes, we'll talk about the internal income, which is your self-worth and self-esteem. And the first is our net worth, then the self-worth, what we can look at. This is going to be a very interesting session for the next 45 minutes. Me and Amitji will be with each one of you to discuss. And there is a Q&A part where you can put all your questions. And wishing you all and your loved ones very happy Sankranti. And I quickly share one presentation as a precursor to the context setting. Then we have a lot of questions with Amitji, and this is a topic, and we are talking about reflections of 2022 and resolutions. We are not only talking about reflections, but also while reflecting what has gone last year, what are the lessons we learned over the last 2 to 3 years, and what is that next year, the coming year, the 2023 is looking for it, and what is all that we can do it. But myself and Amit, we always discuss, and Amit says something. You can't predict anything. This is not the session to predict, but this is a session to prepare. And Amit Jin rightly put it: when you can't predict, you need to prepare. All that, what is that we need to prepare? All that, what we need to gear up. I mean, things under our control we can change. Things not under our control we can't change. And all that we can put is that resilience. With this, give me a minute, and I'll come with slides to share. And thanks once again, Matthew sir, for wonderful introduction to all of us. And you make that context setting so nice. I think this is looks like it's a Golden Global Award moment for India and Triple R. And it's like the way the Natu Natu song which is given, like the way recognitions. But for me, the Triple R when it comes to investment is only 3 R's. One is your risk. You need to understand before you are investing. Then second is the return, how much you are getting for the risk you are taking. And the third R for you is rebalancing time to time, because things will change overnight. And global recognition for internal recognition for your money is this triple R, your risk, return, and rebalancing. With this, I'll have a quick screen sharing, and then we can do that, sir. Friends, welcome back. Hope I am my screen is visible. You know, yeah, Kiru, I'm right. It's a screen is run.
Yeah,
Oh,
screen.
thanks, thanks,
Yes.
thanks. Thank you so much, and look forward and welcome back. And it's a topic, and thanks to once again the week team. Thanks to each one of you for joining us. This is a fabulous way to learn, and all that what we need to do look at is why we invest first. I mean, before reflecting, three questions to ask for all of us. We all save our money, we all invest our money, and we all look for plan for it. But why we do? It could be multiple reasons. Maybe three reasons for many of us it will work is to provide a comfortable life to the family or to ourselves, to create assets and wealth, either it's for the family or for the self, and last but not the least, leave the legacy. I mean, this is where we always used to talk about what kind of wealth we want to pass on to the next generation or to the charity, whichever the way we look at. We quickly run how this can shape it up and what is that we can do. Our agenda today in the next 1 hour, 15 minutes, sorry, it's going to be probably we'll end around 12:15, and myself and Amit ji, we will talk to you on bit on the reflections on the year gone by. You do can share on the chart section if you have any other reflections other than that. It not only becomes academic, but it also becomes learning for everyone. And having reflected, what are that resolutions we can take not only for this year but the years ahead. And Swamiji is going to have very interesting session for us. Myself and Amitji, we may be talking about the financial goals, but Swamiji is talking about beyond financial goals. It's a apart. I mean, financial goals included there. Goal setting in life in a holistic way. I mean, we are already on the 15th of January. 15 days have just been passed on. Still, we are in the plan. How what are the resolutions? What are the goals? Normally it says new year resolutions will not last long, but we are taking resolutions for the not new year, we are taking resolutions for the years to come together. And let us just look at what kind of reflections we can look at, reflect on these events which has shaped up in 2023 and their impact on their investment behavior. And everything is changing much faster. Last year January, when we are coming in together, I mean, if I'm talking to any of our HR colleagues across the country, it's like it's any company, it is across the globe, it is a true story. Year has begun started with for the employees. It is a year of great resignations, but year is ended with a year of great, great resignations. But and a year has ended with a year of great dominations. You don't know what is going to happen. We think things are under our control. Things sometimes not under our control. What is under our control is to think what we need to go, where we need to go, what kind of goals we have. And today, at the end of the session, we will share you a fantastic, as always. We have some books to be shared with you. There will be a link. You can download our latest magazine of Samruddhi, the personal finance, which has touched over. Now the circulation has crossed a little over. I mean, we have crossed over 1 million people. I mean, which has reached 1 million people, and we also started this again. The physical copy we circulate this in a Vande Bharat trains. Earlier we used to do in Shatabdi trains, and this is being done. And this magazine is coming to you. The soft copy you can download from the chart section. Apart from that, there is also another great news we can give at the end. Swamiji also intend to give some New Year gift to each one of us today who are here, and he said he will share that at the end of his session. Let us look at what are those reflections. The positive side on the last January is COVID, it's a raises and it's going back. COVID went out, but what exactly happened is soon after that it has been followed by a war, and which has created a big impact. And inflation was always on the rise, and globally the inflation was to the highest over the last 25 years, and which has made everyone. And for Indian context, we got thanks to each one of us, each one of you, thanks to the entire mutual fund industry today. In the mutual fund industry, SIP book has giving 13,000 crores per month, and outstanding SIP AUM in the mutual fund industry is a little over 6,75,000 crores, which speaks about retail inflows and retail belief in Indian equity market and the continuous support. And this is where we say mutual fund sahi hai and mutual fund saral hai. And then we can come. I mean, the mutual fund AUMs have gone up. Today, we industry manages little over 40 lakh crores of AUM, and it's over a period of all that we are all got educated and we are powered. And thanks to our regulator, the proactive regulator, and our progressive economy, all that resulted in this AUM is moving upwards. And then, of course, markets are always volatile. and 2022 is not an exception. It is a year, it was much more volatile. And, I was just looking at some presentations which we made in 21. 21, we have seen index touching at 60,000. Throughout the year of 22, it's ups and downs. Again, its market indices, the Sensex was at 60,000, around trailing around. But there is the returns who have put it in SIP could be a little different. And there is what is that such as interest rate hike. We will have a detailed questions. We will just see what kind of this rate hike, how it has resulted to us. These are the broadly reflections, and of course, and the performance of asset classes. If I can look at equity fairly, if I can Sensex returns over 1st January to 31st. Could be around 5%, and debt returns were muted, but now debt has come back, and it's going to be year of the debt as we look forward. And gold has given little shine over the period of time, and real estate market too picked up during the last year. And this is a broad reflections we can look at. And three things have gone very wrong, and we may be always bullish on something. It could be a tech, or it could be a crypto, or it could be a unicorn. They have taken a big beating around it. Means, we always need to look at this is what it speaks. You need to have a diversification. You can't overboard on each of these of things, each of these asset classes. The asset class which is performed year after year, we can look at, you can reflect is the asset class which is performed in 13 may not be the same in the 14, and may not be the same what it is in 21 and what is the same in 22. If you can see this article from the Mint which comes in every year, I mean, how each of these asset classes have performed and what it shows is asset classes make a shift, and then we need to have a balanced diversification. This is where I said earlier, triple R for us, triple R, which is one man, the Golden Globe move. But triple R for investors is you need to assess the risk, you need to look at your returns, then you need to rebalance your asset, your portfolio. And this is a triple R movement for all of us. So what is the point we can look at? What is that? Good thing was in the last year is, people said sky is falling, world is falling, but it's fortunately India is on rise. And there is a power of retail. The SIP book has gone up. Then volatility has become the name of the game. But as the human beings, we are hardwired, and we are very positive, and we have back, and we have adapted, and we have evolved over a period of time. If I can look at last 3 years reflection, there is a pandemic and pandemic and pandemic. And pandemic has subsided, war has started coming in. We don't know what comes in. World can change over a period of 1 week's time. Are we prepared for this? This is what we can look at it. It is a COVID, the wave which has hit all of us, and we have struggled, and we were become much more resilient. It's like, I mean, we were in the beginning of December. There was a rumors around, the latest version which can impact it, which is impacting China, will impact all of us. But fortunate enough, it has not come to us. But that doesn't matter. We need to take care of ourselves. All that we need to do is build our own immunity. And there is the inflation which is talking about. If you can look at Japan as an inflation, I mean, the interest rates over 25 years at zero, and it has started moving towards upward, northernwards. And it is what can shape up in 23. Honestly, we can't predict, but we can only prepare for it. And how you can prepare, what we can save ourselves from the risks which are going to emanate, what are the risks we can foresee, and we can get that risks not impacting us much, and what are the risks can give an opportunity. Sometimes the troublesome can, there is the learnings from the last 2 years is tough days always give away for the better days. And what is that better way? What is the benefit from the opportunities? Can this year be year of consolidation? Can we accumulate more assets? We can look at, and we can have a conversations with Amit, and we can look at what are the lessons 23 for 23 and beyond. Then 3, 4 things will not change irrespective of how the market behaves. Have you got enough liquidity? Are you managing your risk? And are you funding your goals? Have you kept a plan for your wealth transfer? I think these things will not change irrespective of what movement has happening at the global level or national level or at our level. And these 4 fundamental pillars and principles where we all need to work. I mean, we sit with our advisors, and we can talk to our advisors, and advisors can guide whether I have enough liquidity, whether I have risk management, and whether I've funded my goals, whether the way I plan for my wealth transfer, we can look at. But of course, New Year resolutions, there is a funny cartoon always says December 31st, you have everywhere, the memberships of the gyms. If you can go back and see any new memberships, you get a discount offers, and there will be huge subscriptions which happens. And earliest days, people will go and start working it, but very next day, and we will extend our sleep. I jokingly say I belong to a town called Hyderabad, and I mean, I used to see there is a lake called Hussain Sagar. In between the Hussain Sagar, there is Bhagwan Buddha ka statue, biggest statue, and there is a road called Necklace Road. And on 1st of January, I used to see the crowd coming across, and everyone is buying a new Nike shoe and putting Adidas jackets and moving around, and everyone looking at fitness freaks. But by the time today is the 15th of January, Pongal, half of the people would have gone down. Today, of course, Mumbai is doing its Mumbai Marathon, but I can look at by 26th of January, with the day we celebrate Republic, and everyone is not coming out public, and then it's empty. New Year resolutions to sustain. It's always a question: is what is the small micro habits we have, and what is that we can do? And probably we can take that pledge. We will not deviate from our goals. Then we can work on it. The pledge to take these financial resolutions. We have wonderful book for you. You can download. We were giving you then what is the 5 new resolutions to boost your financial fitness. We are sure you are going to take care of your fiscal fitness. What is that keep you ready? I mean, is that your legacically a willing is have you kept your will? Or no, are you, I mean, how you need to be careful of the debt? What is the budgeting you need to do? How that investment strategy you can plan for it? Which is the best investment avenue we look at? And most of us we will write, we'll ask for the tips to come. It's not the tips. Looking at the past, this quilt dust allocation, if you can look at the lesson we learned is winners will always rotate, and it is impossible to predict. All that past returns is not the reflect of the future performance. Past, like it's always, we always look at which fund has performed this year, and we will try to put all our money, pour our money into the performance. That doesn't matter. The fund which has not performed last year will perform this year. It's always, don't look at the performance of the fund. Look at your financial goals and try to fund it with 2 or 3 funds which you can look at, which can work for you. And best investment strategy is going diversify and look at multi assets as a strategy, and investment into the multi assets. We used to talk about edge of first allocation. Edge is for me EDGE. You can get an edge when it is a equity, debt, gold, and either international equity or real estate. And there is always risks are there, but how you can look at what can happen. What are the 5 lessons I have learned from the past in the not 22 alone, maybe 20, 21, 22. The one is, we all need to put at sufficient emergency corpus. An emergency fund is a must. As I said earlier, on 1st of January last year, we were looking at stories about great resignations. On 31st December last year, we were looking at stories of great terminations. You don't know what is that will happen tomorrow morning. Do you have enough emergency fund? Create that. Have an adequate insurance, whether your health insurance or life insurance. Have you insured appropriately? Have you got the documents right? And you can't try to time the market, stay invested. SIP could be staying invested perpetually, but keep your SIPs go on and stay invest. And diversification is a mantra, always works irrespective of which way the lessons you learn. Diversification of your portfolio. And of course, I mean, stay safe in your personal life to take care of anything, and build your immunity to your portfolio, to yourself, but stay invested. Don't get out from the investments looking at the market conditions. And a bit of resolutions can look at is, don't keep so much of credit card use, less debt, because interest rates cards are going up. How much you have borrowed, how you can repay those debts, you can just look at, and never be an impulsive spending. And if you have not started investing, start investing. If you have started investing, enhance your increase your investments. If India is going to be a destination, it's a nation we call about Amrit Kal. This is the time you need to put your money into that, and avoid all the noise which is happening, and focus on your investment plan, and have that plan. Have a budget. I mean, of course, we always look at what is the union budget is coming. Yesterday and today, I was just looking at the newspapers. 70% of the newspapers are covered about what can come in the budget. We are so much of worried about how our honorable finance minister is going to present her budget on 1st of February. But we never look at our own budgets. Do we have our own annual budget and monthly budget? We will have a separate session on this with a big team, and in the month of February, first week, we can look after. But ensure the one resolution: have a family financial conversations. Don't though you manage money alone, but the discussion with the spouse is always important, so that you all have a family financial goal. As I said, you have an emergency fund, minimize your debt, and reduce your debt, have your long-term goals, diversify across the asset classes, and also look forward for a creative will. And this is what, I mean, Amit and we were discussing. These are the 5 things which we will take a resolution. I will create an emergency fund. I will ensure my family is adequately insured. I continue my SIPs, multiple SIPs, SIP for each goal. I will invest my time on learnings. Your We need to look at the personal finances, not just managing money. Things will change, how we can learn and what we can do. And end of it, you need to stick to the plan and have a professional help. Take one advisor with you who can, she can or he can guide you. And net resolution, stay calm. I mean, learn to tackle the difficulties does come. You can't get away, but you need to prepare. You need to have your resilience and stick to the plan. And making plan is one, and sticking to the plan. नए साल की एक नया संकल्प, इन्वेस्ट के सिवा नहीं कोई विकल्प. जो what is that विकल्प अपना निवेश के लिए, that विकल्प we can look at. And this book we will be providing you in the chat box. There will be a link you can download. I mean, we can mail it to you or the link. Find New Year resolutions that will boost your. And what is that? I mean, next 25 years, if it is going to be an Amrit Kal, how you can step up your investment and how you can have your step up your SIPs, how you can have boost your investments. You know, what is that booster? And we have wonderful, I mean, you know, guru, corporate guru, award master, and who speaks to us, you know, gives the philosophy of Gita to the day-to-day life. It's going to be, I think, one of his quotes. It's a very profound quotes of Swamiji. Many of those quotes. If life was predictable, then it is not necessary, not an ecstasy, and life will lose its flavor. I think, you know, life is unpredictable. We need to be prepared for it and that get that excitement. This is going to be a very interesting session. Happy and healthy, wealthy 2023. With this, I will stop sharing and I'll invite Amit ji on the forum. And Amit ji, I look forward. You can be with us. Amit ji, thank you so much for joining. And this is a brief presentation. And congratulations once again for Guru Gaurav Puraskar. And very glad to have you today. And give me, yes, Amit ji. Okay. Yeah. Amit ji, thank you once again. Just to take it forward, today's session on the reflection and resolutions, can you share with us, like, you know, what you describe 2022 for the investor? I mean, you know, as yesterday we were discussing, it could be a kabhi kushi, kabhi gum, but is there anything else?
Yeah, I think I'll start with Swamiji's quote. If life were any predictable, it would lose the charm, it would lose the excitement. And, you know, he says put it very profoundly. So I thought I'll just simply borrow from his sentence rather than adding on my own. In 2022, once again proved the same thing. Just imagine at the beginning of 2022, how many people thought that the developed world would suffer from double-digit inflation. Nobody in their wildest dreams thought about it, because the last time US saw double-digit inflation was in 1980s, and so many of the maybe out of the whatever 300 odd people listening to this webinar, majority of them were not even born at that point in time. So it is actually what happened in the previous generation. Now, in such a situation, if you've not seen that, you are bound to feel stress. You're bound to feel pressure as to how to tackle an unknown monster called double-digit inflation. Right? That's number one. The other thing was like another one that you quoted is 2022 started with the Great Resignation, or rather 2021 ended, and 2020-23 was great terminations. So at one point in time, the employees were leaving their jobs, and just a year later, the employers were leaving their employees. In a year, the situation completely turned on its head. The third thing I would say is what I learned is again borrowing from what you said, the world is looking at a situation where everybody's talking about if the sky is falling. But I'll use the same sky, and in that India shines like another brilliant son of the soil sky, Surya Kumar Yadav, the way he bats. So India is on another planet, and we continue to remain hungry for growth. A lot of NRIs who came in during this period, I mean, this is again the season where a lot of NRIs visit their hometowns. So many of them were, mentioning that we are seeing gloom at our respective locations, and some of the places they are actually talking about doom. Whereas in India, there is a boom. So they have said, I mean, it's gloom and doom to boom, complete boom. I think the amount of vibrancy that we see is phenomenal. And I think we have certain enablers in place, and we only have to ensure that we one of the things that I learned, I was watching one of the TED videos of Shah Rukh Khan today morning, and he said the reason behind my success is I was at the right place at the right time, but also with the right people. I would simply add one more thing, and my success cannot be compared anywhere with Shah Rukh Khan's. I'm maybe a tiny fraction of what he's achieved, but I would just simply add one more thing. And that is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. You also got to do your duty. So when you are at the right place at the right time with the right people, all you can do is either embrace that moment or waste the opportunity. So we simply need to find out how to embrace that opportunity. That's what I learned from 2022. And that applies to in the world of investing as well.
Fantastic, Amit ji. Thank you so much for that, message which you gave. Multiple messages, but one message of your right time one. Probably it coincides with me Triple R today again. It is
Yes.
you have to be a right time with the right people, and it's at the right place. You need to have RRR. And
RRR.
that's a way to look at it. It's a fantastic.
And then borrowing it from the same analogy, right place, right time, right people, and then say nah to wrong decisions, wrong choices, and mistakes. Na to.
Fantastic, sir. Acha laga. That's fabulous. And coming back on investments, most of us will look at equity as a benchmark. And a couple of years back, equity has done fairly well. Last year, equity returns were little moderated. And in your book also you write about it is always a roller coaster. But staying invested is always good. If you can look at these equity markets, if not too volatile, we can't expect them not to be too volatile. And if there is something to do in 2023, I was also reading one report from the Morgan Stanley. I mean, I read many of those research reports, but one of the words which I like the Morgan Stanley report is it is going to be a year of patience. Of course, there could be a higher volatility. What is your advice to the investors and the audience today?
So I would simply say expect volatility, because this higher or lower volatility, when a lot of analysts used in their reports, they are referring to the historical numbers. So what they say about higher volatility is what you saw in the past, this could be more volatile, or 2023 could be more volatile than 2022. Which is highly appreciated because they come with their own insights, they come with their own research. But if I were looking at the same volatility as an investor, the year 2022 was probably more volatile for me, but less volatile for you. Because you have a better mental and financial ability to handle that volatility, and I may not have that. And so from that point of view, how the year 2023 would turn out to be is also a function of my own abilities. And as I said, there are two abilities. One is financial ability, and second is mental ability or psychological ability. The second, psychological ability, can largely be curtailed because it's in the mind. So it can largely be curtailed through, first of all, accepting that equity markets by nature are volatile. So that's the first step. The second is to learn and read about the markets, increase your understanding. And third is take the basic ideas, which is a financial plan and a help of an able guide, advisor, coach, or mutual fund distributor, investment advisor, whatever name you call. So that's what I would say as far as psychological ability to handle volatility is concerned. The financial ability to handle volatility comes from the fact that if I understand the nature of equity, then I know that it is an asset class for long-term investment and not for short-term speculation. That's point number one. Point number two, if it is a long-term asset class, then I need the financial ability to stay invested for that long term. And that means my immediate term uncertainties, my short-term goals, my long-term, my mid-term goals are already provided for. And once I have provided for those goals, then I have the financial ability to stay invested for long. Now, how do I provide for those things? So the uncertainties can be provided in the form of contingency fund, health insurance, life insurance. Now, how much should the contingency fund be is an individual's situation that determines it. The same for insurance. And then comes the provision for short-term and medium-term goals. But when you provide for those short-term and medium-term goals, I'm also referring to the expenses that we incur for our day-to-day life. We also, and also the EMIs that we need to pay periodically. So once you've done that, then you get the financial ability to stay put. If you use both these, then equity is a fantastic place to be. And we'll also expand further as we speak.
Thank you so much, Amitji. I mean, it's a good, one is stay hooked to your investments. And as I invest, equity is a long-term asset class. Ensure, irrespective of market volatility, staying invested to get a benefit and continue to invest. And when markets are down, you have a benefit of investing at low and continue that. Then you over a period. And equity has proven year after year, over long period of time, which has created a fantastic. And this you can do only when you have a proper contingency. Then you don't need to worry about day to day, so that your long-term asset will continue to grow and your short-term, you're taken care of it. That's a fantastic analogy. Now, but when it comes to reflection or when it comes to resolution, two things will happen. Last year, when I'm sitting on 1st of January, my SB account is giving 3.5% return. And my debt fund is giving around, my liquid fund is also giving around 4% return. Today, my liquid fund is giving around 7% return. That's a one part of it. Second, Reserve Bank of India has raised interest rates twice, and probably there may be a one more rise. Fourth, fixed income was not very charming a year before, and fixed income, the debt funds are looking far good, and debt is looking at. If I look at my triple R earlier, return, risk, and rebalance, is it the time to rebalance? How do I look at fixed income as an asset class?
So, this rebalancing of the portfolio is eventually the second step. The first step is starting with a proper asset allocation, dividing your money in line with your needs. So once you've done that asset allocation, the chances are that some part of the money would be in equity and some part of the money would be in fixed income. If you've done your investment plan properly, some money could be in gold also, and there are multiple options available today to participate in gold and silver. So you have done that allocation across various asset categories simply because your situation and your requirement demanded that. And that's what we call a financial plan or an investment plan. Once you've done that, now comes the question of rebalancing. Now, this rebalancing, there are two approaches. One is go back to the static asset allocation, where originally you decided X percentage in equity, Y percentage in debt, Z percentage in silver and gold, etc., etc. You can rebalance back to the same one. Now, what would happen is if last year you earned 3% in debt and you maybe earned 8% in equity, automatically, or even 20% in gold, and automatically your allocation has changed, which means the Z invested in gold is now Z plus something, whereas the Y invested in debt is Y minus something, simply because debt returns were lower than gold returns. So you rebalance it back. So that's a very simple approach. And you don't even need to worry about where the markets are. But when you take the help of advisors, some of the advisors very strongly recommend this kind of an approach, and they are absolutely sort of doggedly disciplined about sticking to that asset allocation plan. The second kind of financial advisors take a slightly more tactical view, where they would say, now today X asset looks better or Y asset looks better, so you increase the allocation to that asset. And this better is not with respect to historical performance. This better is with respect to expected appreciation. So somebody may hold a view that going forward, because interest rates have moved up, debt should do better. And in such a case, the allocation to debt can be enhanced. Now, the third approach is a little more simpler. Simply buy a mutual fund that invests in all asset categories, and that's called a multi-asset allocation category of mutual funds. As per the SEBI regulation or SEBI guidelines, the definition of multi-asset allocation fund is to invest in at least 3 asset categories. So typically you will get equity, debt and gold, or equity, debt and silver, or equity, debt and silver, or equity, gold and silver, whatever. Once you get that, then automatically within the fund, the rebalancing is happening. And as an investor, I need not worry about it. So that's another approach.
Fantastic. When, like you said, earlier when we were discussing is if the year of 2022 is a Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and year of 2023 for investment is a multi-asset strategy. Maybe your famous Bollywood dialogue in one of your books you mentioned, "Mere paas maa hai, MAA, multi-asset allocation strategy," and it's a fantastic way. And one last question before I get when Pujya Swamiji will be joining us.
Sure.
If they have to have that investment strategy, you put about edge of allocation, but is there anything in your mind what they need to plan? Is there any thumb rule you suggest for investments for the year to come, the current year?
So I'm generally not a firm believer of certain thumb rules, but many many thumb rules enable you to start. And one of the simplest of the thumb rules that a lot of people use, and this is where a lot of beginners or youngsters, they ask this question, where do I begin? So simply, whatever your age, deduct it from 100, that much should be in equity. Whatever is your age, that much percentage should be in debt. So let's say if I am a 25-year-old, I'll put 25% of money in debt and 75% in equity. But this is only to be applied when you are beginning. Once you do that, and once you stick to this journey for a while, maybe a year or two, then you need to evolve and then do a detailed analysis with the help of a professional, and just take help. It actually is better to take help rather than not taking help. So take help and arrive at the asset allocation plan or investment plan that is ideally suitable for your unique situation and your unique goals. And I'm stressing on this word unique time and again, simply because what Rao sir needs is very different from what Matthew sir needs, and is very different from what I need. And in that case, if all of us follow the same asset allocation plan and simply do cut, copy, paste, it's not going to work for at least the person who copied and pasted. The original may be a fantastic plan. So do that. As a thumb rule, start with that. The second question that a lot of times people ask is, how much of my portfolio should I invest? Start with 20%. Somebody said, but I can't save 20%. No problems. Then 20% should be your first target destination. If you can start at 5% savings out of your total income, start there. But keep an aim that within such and such period, I want to reach that 20% mark. India's average savings to GDP ratio has remained between 25 and 30%. So if you cross that 25% mark, you just reach the average. Try to beat that average more than any other average, and you are home. You are in a safe zone.
Fantastic, Amitji. Thank you so much for that crisper, sharper, and wonderful thing. And then before we invite Swamiji, I would like to conclude with last 45 minutes of our conversations, predominantly on the resolutions, because the reflections we have done enough, reflections of high volatile market or geopolitical uncertainty, or like, appreciation of some currencies and rising rates and inflation we discussed. But broadly, when we discussed and when you said I can sum it up with resolutions, I mean, broadly, when you spoke and what is that investors can plan before we are having a goal setting holistically from Pujya Swamiji when he's talking about for the 2023. I mean, when we can't predict, only that we can prepare. What you said is one need to stick to the financial goals. I mean, best thing is to stick to your own goals and optimize your asset allocation. That is a diversification, putting your money into the various asset classes. Third is remaining disciplined, whether it comes to your personal life or it comes to the investment. That is you don't need to be a smarter, but you need to be a more disciplined so that you can create your wealth. And fourth one is continue with your investments, especially your investment philosophy, and stay invested. And SIPs, you continue your SIP. Ensure that your emergency fund is funded and you funded your emergency money fund for the contingency. And the fifth is like, you can look at your investment, your surpluses into the liquid funds, because liquid funds started giving higher returns, and, ensure that fixed income is going to be an asset class which can do well. Have your health insurance checked, and check that your health insurance is appropriate. And one, Amit also said, reduce your debt and reduce your loans, and ensure that, high costs don't need to pay. And like, probably, when Swamiji is going to talk, the later one we can talk about is how you need to invest in yourself. I mean, that we are going to discuss with Puja Swamiji, and you get a guidance from there. And last but not the least, never forget to have your consultancy to your financial advisor, to have these financial conversations to on not only during the year, but all through the year. With this, I'll stop. Amitji, thank you so much. Again, congratulations to you, and wishing the audience a wonderful financial new year and prosperous new year, and happy Makar Sankranti. And I'll invite Matthew sir to come back to introduce Puja Swamiji, and then we will have Swamiji coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Swamiji is also here.
Pranam, sorry.
Namaskar Swamiji, Happy New Year
Namaskar.
and Makar Sankranti. Wish you.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Something is echoing. Okay.
Matthew
Nice.
sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Nice, Matthew. Nice, Amit
Yes.
Trivedi. Last 5 minutes I was listening to your wonderful Trivedi.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Over to you, Matthew sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning again to all our viewers. As I told you, our session had two parts, and the second part was goal setting for a holistic, fulfilling life in 2023, to be taken by Puja Swamiji Sukha Bodhanandaji. Swamiji has been a repeat guest with us and is a member of the family, so it's such a pleasure to welcome you, Swamiji, back to our viewers and back to Rauji and Amitji. I introduced Swamiji briefly to the viewers, but detailed introduction now. Swamiji is an author, well respected, widely published, has written over 119 books. His speeches on the Gita are widely received and have been described as life-changing. On our Prime Minister's invitation, he has counseled and offered advice to bank CEOs, to chairmen, and to bureaucrats of the union government. That speaks volumes about the effectiveness of his life lessons, and it is such a pleasure to have Swamiji with us today. Swamiji has been a repeat speaker at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, and also this is something that Amiji would like, has been a psychological coach for the Delhi Daredevils, which is now Delhi Capitals. Swamiji, Amiji is our cricket expert, that's why I said that, and Bollywood expert also. Swamiji is a well-regarded yoga practitioner, and for those who think that age is a barrier, I would like to say that Swamiji got his black belt at age 64 and is now a fifth Dan. So there is almost nothing that Swamiji cannot do, I believe, and it's such a great example for us. But as I said in the opening remarks earlier, what is most impressive is what Swamiji has done through the Prasanna Trust, which Swamiji founded, especially during the COVID time. And over 5 million people have been fed through the Prasanna Trust. Most of us have not known hunger at that level, and may God keep us that way. But there are so many sisters who have had the misfortune of that, not because of their fault, but because of what life throws at them. And Swamiji has been an expression of the divine hand that has fed them. And for that, on behalf of the viewers and us, we thank you, Swamiji and the Prasanna Trust. And also, Swamiji has been awarded by an initiative by Goldman Sachs for the Trust's work among children who were affected by COVID, the children who have lost parents because of COVID, or have lost at least one member of the family because of COVID. Most of them girls. And as you know, in India we say that when you have different things added to something, you get weaker. When you have age added to it, or gender added to it, or a disability added to it, your situation gets weaker and weaker. So Swamiji's work among these girls have been most impressive. He has been awarded, the Prasanna Trust has been awarded about $50,000 for that initiative. So we again offer our congratulations and offer our appreciation and invite Swamiji Sukhubharanandaji for the speech. Thank you.
Shall I start? Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much. Nice to listen to your rich voice. And
Thank you so much, sir.
And your shining head also.
Thank you.
So thanks, Amit Trivedi. Your name is inspiring me, and I salute your ancestors. Trivedi means one was mastered the three Vedas. So you come from that lineage. So thank you. And K.S. Rao, my loving dash. Thank you. All of you, welcome and happy Makara Shankranti. Right? Or also it is called today, is for the Tamilians, it is Pongal. Now, I just want to start off. I know today is the goal setting. Since it is Makara Shankranti or on Pongal, the word Pongal means in Tamil Nadu is overflowing. So what they do, they boil rice and overflow it. All right, leave the ritualistic aspect. What I want in your in your goal setting, can you be overflowing with joy, overflowing with happiness? And that is the meaning of the word Pongal. If you can overflow with joy, overflow with happiness. And Makara Shankranti means, please see, Shankranti is the transmigration of the Makara, right? The sun there on that Rashi. So when the sun kind of transmigrates, it directs light to our life. So too the sun of understanding, the sun of purity should light the darkness of our life. And this is the beginning of a new year. So with these two words, I want this year to be a very inspiring year, should be an aspiring year, and it should be a contributing year. So keep this in mind, okay? Now, these 45 minutes, can all of you listen very attentively? Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, your life will shine and roar in excellence if you are Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi Yekeha Kurunandana Bahushakayi Anantaha Buddhayaha Avyavasayanam. The Lord says, if your mind is single focused, Vyavasayatmika, if you are single focused, then you will reach your goal. But if you are Bahushakaha, if you are very fragmented, you are very kind of scattered, if you are very cluttered, then you will not go forward. Can this new year, you're starting, actually new year from the Indian calendar is Pongal and Makara Shankranti, can you all be very focused to reach your goal? What type of goal, I will tell you, but can you be focused to the goal and train your mind not to be fragmented and to be cluttered? Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. Are you all ready? I can't see you, but are you all ready? So in a very humorous way, I'll say, all of you put your seat belts, please. Thanks, Rav. At least I'll have one face to talk to. Right. Right. Thanks, Amit, also. So all of you, in a very humorous say, put your spiritual seat belt. Yeah, all of you do like this, put your spiritual belt. Means don't get distracted by notification, by your cat and dog. You know, I have a discipline that my mother is 91 years old. She does yoga, she does meditation. She's like a role model for me because I'm not a very ritualistic person, right? For me, right, serving society, serving my mother who's alive, my father's no more alive, is an puja, is an aradhana. Very minimum rituals I'll do. All right. So every day I ask my mother, give me some upadesha. K.S. Rao knows my mother, give me a upadesha. And today she was telling me very beautiful on a Pongal day. And this is the value I want you to develop. To your elders, you may be more knowledgeable, but the elders will have more maturity. They will have more maturity of experience. So be humble. So I ask my mother every day. I'm not telling lies, every day. And today her upadesha to me is this. See, the cock early in the morning gets up and crows. The cock crows there, and near our ashram, there are some kind of hens and cocks, they crow. And it is somewhere spiritually waking us up. What happens to most of us, she said very lovingly, with her maturity, we get up and first thing in the morning, cigarette people look for matchbox, look for cigarette. Some people look for a slipper. Some look for a newspaper. Some look towards this and that. We are lost. To look in the WhatsApp. All right. They look in the WhatsApp, or some people even watch the news early in the morning. So we are lost in the trivial and the travail. Isn't it, Matthews? Isn't it? We are lost in many petty, small things. So when mother said, if the cock crows in the morning, it is telling us when you get up in the morning, aspire for the best in your life. Now, what did enlightened masters have said in any religion? It doesn't matter what religion you belong to. What have the enlightened masters have said? And therefore, keep that as a reminder. Keep that as your GPS. All right. Without GPS, you'll go distracted. Keep that as a GPS. Your goal, G, P is the pathway. S is the spiritual system. Now, early morning, your GPS is what should be the goal? All right. Now, this I'm adding. What my mother only told me is think of enlightened masters, all right, and keep that as a direction. Now, on this, I'm doing alap. Can that be a GPS, please? What is the goal should be there? There's a goal setting there. Or P, what should be the pathway? And what is the spiritual system? All right. And therefore, take leads from wherever it is. All right. Now, let me start from in Hindi or Urdu, my starting. It can be any language. Now, one of the shairis which inspire me, can that be the goal? ख्वाहिश ऐसी करो कि आसमान तक जा सको, मगर दुआ ऐसी करो को खुदा को पा सको. यूं तो जीने के लिए फल बहुत कम है, जीवो ऐसा हर पल जिंदगी पा सको, हर पल जिंदगी पा सको. What does it mean, Matthew? ख्वाहिश ऐसी करो कि आसमान तक जा सको. All right, this is a Sufi person, I assume. He says, aspire. Amit Dubey or Amit Trivedi and all are talking about aspire for the highest. But don't forget to experience God. ख्वाहिश ऐसी करो आसमान तक जा सको, मगर दुआ ऐसी करो को खुदा को पा सको. Why? यूं तो जीने के लिए पल बहुत कम है. Life is very short. But then squeeze the moment of life totally. Can this be a spiritual goal? All right. If you want Gita, you want Bible, you can whatever be when you get up in the morning, your GPS should be the words of wise people. I start off, all right, assuming a lot of people are Hindi, I start off with a shairi. All right. Start off with a shairi there. Now, if right, our ex-Prime Minister Vajpayee ji, which is a great source of his beautiful Hindi, now that can be your goal, right? What is that? Now, today being Makar Sankranti, I told you Makar Sankranti is the movement of the sun from Rashi going to the Uttarayana, and it lights up and on the harvest season. So to the inner light of you, all right, should harvest this moment. And that's why in Tamil Nadu, Pongal means boiling, all right, overflowing. They take rice and overflow. Can you bring that light? All right. And if you don't bring light, this new year will be a moment of darkness. That is called Dakshinayana. Now, this is a movement of Uttarayana. Isn't it, K.S. Rao? All right. Let me say what Vajpayee ji, our ex-Prime Minister, says. All right, there's no BJP agenda. I'm just a lover of poems. So therefore, don't take Swamiji as a BJP agenda. No. Vajpayee ji says, Bhari dupari mein andiyara, suraj parichayi se hara. Beautiful Hindi. Bhari dupari mein andiyara, suraj parichayi se hara. अंतरकम का नेह निचोड़े, बुझी हुई बाती सुलगाए, आवो फिर से दिया जलाए, आवो फिर से दिया जलाए. Every time I say this shairi poem, my hair stands erect. He says, if you don't have Uttarayana, if you don't have the inner sun guiding you, bari dupari me andiyara. In the peak of afternoon, you will experience darkness. Vajpayee ji says, if you, in the peak of afternoon, it is impossible to experience darkness. But the greatness of ignorance is the impossible becomes possible. Bhari dupari mein arindiyara, suraj, parichayi se hara. Suraj means aftab, sun. The sun gets defeated by the shadow. Hare Entra Babu, how can the sun get defeated by shadow? This is the power of ignorance. Bhari dupari mein andiyara, suraj parichayi se hara, antartham ka neha nuchode. In the deepest of you bring sneha, love. Buji hui bati sulagaye. The lamp which is lit off, light it. Come, avo, please come. Diya jalaye, let us light this lamp. Let us dislight the lamp. Bring love in whatever you are doing, or else the power of ignorance is very powerful. Even the peak of afternoon, you can experience ignorance, and the shadow can defeat the sun. How beautifully well the poet says. All right. So therefore, all of you say, wow, wow, insidely. Wherever you say, wow, wow, anything you can take from the Bible. The kingdom of heaven is within you. What a powerful statement. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Be poor in your ego and your ego, and then theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So whatever it is, can the new year, Makara Shankranti, when the sun is transmigrating, bring the inner sun light there? Is it clear, all of you? Now, can this new year, my mother said, when the cock crows, all right, get inspired by inspiring people, right? Being the saints, enlightened masters, don't get lost in your slipper, in the SMS, in the WhatsApp, in the notification, all right, in the newspaper. Please understand, can this be a very, very good spiritual setting? Now, all of you, please, I'll give you very meaningful, right? Don't get distracted, right? I want you to have that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Right? Having said this, now I'd say plan purposefully, prepare prayerfully, proceed positively, pursue persistently, and produce productively. Please see, every morning you think it is a new year. Every morning think it's a new year. Apart from the 2023 New Year, if you can plan that day purposefully, I've already given you the words of enlightened masters, keep, and that becomes your GPS. Plan purposefully, but prepare prayerfully. Proceed positively. Pursue persistently. Even you have GPS, sometimes we miss the direction. Then you have to reroute yourself. So therefore, pursue persistently, but don't forget to produce productively. The new year is one. Start the day as though the new year is beginning. Can you do that, please? Now, when you do plan purposely a GPS intact, in spite of GPS also, sometimes I was just 3 days back or 5 days back, I came from North America, right? 5 days back and got there, and I was following a GPS and some direction, we missed the route. The voice of the GPS went off there and we missed the route. When we missed the route, then we tracked back the voice. Please understand, we rerouted it. It came back to the route, another direction. All right? So therefore, this plan should be there. And when it somewhere gets derouted, don't worry. Okay. While you are going this spiritual GPS, now your spiritual goal should be enjoy the process. Are you understanding, please? Enjoy a share market. How do you do investment? I know cryptocurrency, no one likes it and it is bad, whether be it cryptocurrency, be it Ethereum, be it Solana, be it Bitcoins, or be it your, what do you call, dash, blue chips, which is there, or whatever be that, some distractions happen. Enjoy the process. Are you getting, sir? If you don't enjoy, you will be like this fellow. What is this person? A married Six Sigma expert and a marriage counselor is having a dialogue. The marriage Six Sigma expert said very beautifully, 25 years I am married and not in once I quarreled with my wife. And the marriage counselor got depression. How is it possible? 25 years and you are not quarreled with your wife? Because you are all counselors. I'm Six Sigma expert. I'm a management. We believe in systems. He said, what is a system? Before I got married, I and my wife sat down, create a formula, create an agreement, created a framework. Management people use a lot of framework. That if there is a tendency to quarrel, I'll sleep in the veranda, you sleep in the bedroom. If there is a tendency also. And then on that marriage counselor shock, is it? 25 years it has worked. 25 years I'm sleeping in the veranda, I said. 25 years he's sleeping in the veranda. So the system has worked, but marriage has not worked. The system has worked, marriage has not worked. Sir, don't be half system, enjoy the process. In spite of GPS, he may go off, enjoy the process. Can this be in the planning of the new year? Please see. Right. Second planning. I'm going to give you very good tips. Please check your seat belt, please. Don't get distracted. The second tip, build your head and your heart when you have to enjoy. Right? A lot of people, right, they just have heart for everything. Ganga Kaveri will flow. And some people have head, their PhD, permanent head damage. So therefore, head and heart, both. Right? Have you seen nowadays, lot of people, right? All happy memories, they'll put in the pen drive. Their marriage, their romance, the pen drive. All unhappy memories, they'll put in their heart. And this is how the heart gets messed up. Sir, let your head have clarity, let your heart have love. K.S. Rao is there looking at him. I'm getting of a Telugu poet who said, Shri Rama ni namam entu ruchira, Palu ni gadalakanna panchadara chilekalaganna, O Rama ni namam entu ruchira. He says, O Rama, your name is so beautiful. It is honey, milk. Honey, milk and cream put together. Just your name. Can you bring that devotion, sir? हर पल में प्यार है, हर लम्बे में खुशी है, खो दो तो याद है, जी लो तो जिंदगी है. Say wow, wow, all of you. हर पल में प्यार है. Every moment there is love. हर लम्बे में खुशी है. Every moment there is joy. जी लो तो जिंदगी. If you live, there is joy. And if you forget, you miss the joy, sir. Can your head and heart have that harmony? Does it make sense, all of you? I want you, I know I can't hear you, but I want you to feel, all right? Feel this. So every month in Tibetan literature, all right, Tibetan literature is called the gates of Shambhala. Shambhala. It is called the gates of Shambhala. And the story, maybe I can show the keynote, right? I'll show you the keynote, the gates of Shambhala. I'll show you the keynote. We're able to see. You're able to see. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
can see.
Thank you.
We
Thank
can
you.
see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just let me see which keynote is that. Anyway, I'll come to that. I have to look at the key. So you will be able to gates of Shambhala. Where is it, Shakila? No. Just give me just 1 minute. I've set it right. Yeah. 29. Okay.
So beside is
No.
black, red.
Nikal. Please see, this is a very inspiring Tibetan example. All right. The gates of Shambhala means, in other words, the gates of heaven. The gates of Shambhala. It's a beautiful Tibetan. Listen to this New Year, please. This is very inspiring for me. And the story goes, I'll show you. The story goes, it seems there was a hunter which was passing through the Himalayas. Look at the hunter was passing through the Himalayas. And then in between the mountains in the Himalayas, he saw a community living who was like heaven on earth. This hunter in between the kind of mountains, he saw like heaven on earth. And he was enamored, aspired, Ascharya he became. Then the monk who was seated there, he said, do you want to be a part of that community? I can introduce, you can be at the community. And this hunter says, definitely I want to be the part of the community. Then he said, come, I'll introduce you. He said, I will go and call. It's a famous story in Tibetan. I'll go and call my friends and relatives. All right. So that the monk said, you may miss the path. He says, no, I'll come back very quickly. And he goes and brings his relatives and friends. When he comes back, he has missed the route. The gates of Shambhala is missed. And this hunter, throughout the life, he has been searching for the gates of Shambhala. Throughout his life. Right? Now, the gates of Shambhala means what? This moment, are you total, alert, wise? That's a gate of heaven. Right? This moment, if you are totally alert, or else your whole life will get lost. And therefore, please understand, therefore, in Japanese, there is another beautiful word. See, please see. Right? If you don't seize the moment, it will be lost forever. This was my recent tip. I put the photograph. If you don't seize the moment, you'll be lost forever. So each unique and unrepeatable moment is the open gate to Shambhala, and there will never be. Please see this. Can you all have that alertness, that sagacity? This moment is unrepeatable. All right, totally alert to this moment. All right, that's the gate of Shambhala. Keep this there. For this to open, please see a very inspiring thing is Ichigo Ichi, a Japanese term. I like to introduce a Japanese term, right? Where is that? Just give me. Okay, I don't know. See, this is a Japanese term. It is called Ichigo Ichi. It's a mudra. And what does it mean? Please see, literally translated into Ichi one, go time, Ichi one. That is, right, an old Japanese power that means one opportunity, one encounter. It can be also interpreted as this is the only, never again, and once it is in a lifetime. That means no experience is repeatable. What, Kesra? No experience, just go Ichigo Ichi. So the gates of Shambhala, if you are alert, you will not miss. And how not to miss? Ichigo Ichi, Japanese name. Right this moment, sir. It is not repeatable. If that alertness, if you get in your life is going to be beautiful. So if your head and heart, if you go, Zindagi, I'm putting too much of Japanese and Tibetan, so I make it little Indian. Zindagi pal do pal hai. Kya मैं अमित त्रिवेदी जिंदगी पल दो पल में है इसमें नहीं तो आज और कल है जिंदगी पल दो पल है इसमें नहीं तो आज और कल है जी लो जिंदगी का इस तरफ कि जो भी आपसे मिले वो यही कहे यही जिंदगी सा सबसे हसीन पल है. All right, whoever meets you should say, you're the most wonderful people I have met. Can this be a spiritual, social goal? Because your moment of life is there. Whoever meets you should say, my God, this is the most beautiful person you meet. When will that happen? K.S. Rao, when will that happen? Sir, another shairi. Zindagi pal do pal hai. इसमें नहीं तो आंच और कल है. जी लो जिंदगी का इस तरह कि हर पल, right, every moment, squeeze that moment to the peak. This is called the gates of Shambhala. Right now, you're all with me. This moment can be ichigo ichi, it's not repeatable. In this moment can be the gates to heaven. Right? And if this can be your goal, life is going to be extremely wonderful. Yes or no, friends? Yes or no? All right. So with this kind of paradigm, I want you to keep this paradigm. Every moment is unrepeatable. Har phal mein pyar hai. When you keep this, you start living your life. When you start living your life, please, the gates of Shambhala will open. Right? The gates of Shambhala will open. Keeping this now, keeping this as the background, I want you, very important, to activate all quadrants of your brain. What is the time? 15 minutes has happened, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I did this workshop in America, it is 4 hours. So I have to make it 40 minutes. So I'm going to avoid. Very important is you activate all parts of your brain. And since there was lack of time, I will just introduce you and continue. Please see. Nobel Prize winner has said whole brain. All right. Can you activate your logical brain? You can activate your planning brain, your kinesthetic brain, and intuitive brain. Since lack of time, I'm not going to build on this. That should be a macro goal. Your logic should be a breakthrough logic. Your planning should be strategy, and you should be kinesthetic. All of you be feeling oriented, kinesthetic. Don't be like a core South Indian. And core South Indians are very serious. They get married also seriously. Their honeymoon is serious. One person came to me and said, Swamiji, my son is serious. What should I do? I said, his manufacturer's defect. What I can do? You're all serious. And be sincere. So be more kinesthetic and intuitive. Learn to use the power of intuition. Keeping this, now please understand, I will say, what should be your spiritual goal? Let me start off with your spiritual goal. What should be a spiritual goal? All right, before I get into the spiritual goal, I'll give you, please understand, this should be, because I have only 20 minutes left, this should be your thing. Can this be your macro goal, all of you? Please look at this. Your goal setting should have 360 degrees living. What is it? Health, business, family, finance, romance, social, fun, spirituality, contribution. Take a screenshot if possible. This should be the macro goal. Learn on working on your health, please. 1% improvement every day in health. See, I can't give you, we give you a tool in our online workshops, we give you a perk tool, how to meet. So this is 40 minutes, so I will not give you all that. I can give you a gift, provided K.S. Rao agrees. I'll give you a 5 days free gift to all of you. All right, it's up to the organization to take. 5 years online free gift I'll give you. There I'll tell you, can you keep 1% health goal every day? I have done this and it has produced massive results for me. What, Matthew? Right? It has done massive results for me. See, my father is diabetic, my mother is diabetic, grandfather is diabetic, grandmother is diabetic. I come from a diabetic family. At the age of 25 years, I became diabetic. All right, I'm 67 years. I was in 90 units of insulin. I was 90 units. No major ailment because my lifestyle is very good. But the DNA defect is there. I started creating this goal. I want to be out of insulin. Right? No major. But I'm happy to tell you that this year, that is last 2022, now I'm in zero insulin. Zero insulin. And doctors also are shocked there. Right? Zero insulin. I have no major ailment apart from diabetes because of my lifestyle. But my insulin is 90 units a day. Now 0 units because I kept a goal. All right. I've reduced 24 kgs of weight. KS Rao knows. My dream weight, I was 89 kgs because Indians are very hospitable. Their hospitality will hospitalize me. All right, because Indians are very hospitable. Now I've taken a certain thing, kept as a health goal. I have, my dream weight was 70 kgs. Now I'm 68. I was 67 American tour. I went there. It became 67. So therefore, if you keep a goal and romance with the goal and say every day 1% you're going to improve the goal, you see how much your goal is going to improve. Now, if you join my online, I'll give you tools how to do that. This is what. So do your business goals. All right. Now keep your business goal. Amit Trivedi, etc., KS Rao, all of you there. But in my online, I did a CXO program I have taken and found giving and workflow is a powerful tool which works for me. I don't know what is the keynote. Shakila, what is the keynote of workflow? Let me see. I'll give you, just wait for me. This is a tool which has worked very well for me in the business goal there. 51, I think. Okay, let us see. See, this is workflow. I'm just giving you a shot on the workflow, but in my online program, I'll help you, all right, every day to monitor. What is the workflow? Every day, before you go to sleep, what are your big wins? What are your losses for today? Did you put effort for your goals? And what is the outcome you have produced? I'm just giving a short framework because it takes more time. This is called workflow. We give you a workflow framework and we keep your health glow. End of it, what are your big wins? What are your losses? Did you really put effort? I want to reduce weight. All right, but what is the effort you put? And if you say I put zero effort, then you can expect zero. So if you have worked, I'll say 1%, 5%, right? Eat healthy food. Somebody told me, Swamiji, I'm following dieting. All right. And I eat seafood, he said. Okay, dieting seafood. And he's so fat. What is the seafood you eat? And I know he's Sharma, he's a core vegetarian. All right. And he said seafood. He said, whenever I see food, I eat. So seafood. So no, please see, where does it work? See, for me, this American tour has been so successful because I will only increase 1 kg, which the dietitian had told me to have to increase 2 kgs. And can you beat KS Rao? In the 45 days, at least 35 days, every day I have eaten ice cream. And I have not increased my weight. Neither my sugar. Because I put effort to find out. In America, there's a privilege of called keto ice creams are there out of soya and out of stevia, which is all healthy. And keto ice creams is good actually for thing there and therefore being there. Now also that I eat cauliflower rice. Cauliflower rice means not carbo rice. Out of cauliflower is great and do there. And these are magical things. India keto ice creams are not there. You need to search it out with stevia what to do and therefore been super. So I'm saying, please, all of you, this workflow system. So in business, can you keep this as a goal? All right. Now in family, what should be your goal? In family, you should have a family goal, family esteem, family security, family service. So 4 hours workshop and just doing it in a nutshell. So therefore I can't go in detail. So what is your family goal? What is your family esteem? What is your family security? What is your family service? Can you keep? What is your finance goal? Please understand. What is your finance goal? Now experts are already there. Here talking about finance goals. I'll say come from abundance. Use good apps. For me, I use YNAB and Walnut apps for my financial management. All right. So therefore use very good apps are available right now to do your thing. So I'm not getting into that. All right. What is your romance goal? Most of you are married. What is romance? Most of people's marriage is from engagement ring to marriage ring to suffering to enduring. There's no romance in people. All right. And in my workshop online, I tell how Shringara Rasa has to be brought. Keep a goal. And Lord Shiva says, Matthew, every time you look at your spouse, look as though you're seeing for the first time. Try it out and tell me what's the feedback. All right? When you look at your spouse, don't take her for granted. Don't take him for, you look as though for the first time. And therefore you find your Shringara Rasa will be wonderful. Sir, I'm only giving a macro, so I'll not give you what is your social goal? We are all a part of social thing. What is your fun goal? Everybody should have fun or else it become very serious. And what is your spiritual goal? What are the contribution? You have to leave a legacy of goodness. I'm just giving you a picture on this. In my online workshops, I go detailed step by step. All right. So therefore, this should be your macro goal setting. If I go, I'll go fast and show you. All right. I have no time. Your health goal, write down the workflow, your big wins, big losses, efforts, outcome. See the keynote, right? If it is your, please see family goal. Again, what is the big wins, big losses, effort you made to bring family esteem, bring that workflow there. If it is your romance goal, what are your big wins? All apply the same. And if you do that, I'll go fast. So to contribution, so to this one. And if you bring that, your fun and hobbies also. A lot of people are getting insomnia because there's no lightness in their life. There's no fun in their life. Every day, if you monitor like this, please see life becomes very beautiful. Now there's much more. What are your big 2 accomplishments of this year? All of you do the homework. Last year, what is your 2 big accomplishments? What caused those 2 big wins? What routines, habits have served you well? You can do that, right? Now, please see, again, top 3 things I'm grateful for the past year. Can you all make a note? What are 3 things you are grateful for, right? Precious moment. What are the 3 most precious, tender moments of the last year you have? Just write down in a spiritual diary. Write down in a spiritual diary, sir. Then please understand, people, who are the 3 most influential people in your life last year? If you keep a spiritual diary, write this, it will be highly inspiring. Please see, like this you bring your, I don't have time there, but very important if you bring these dimensions. Now, what should be your spiritual goal? Now, I'll give you what is your spiritual goal. Please see. Now, what should be a spiritual? Look at me, all of you. Your spiritual goal should be this. All of you know what is POP, right? You know, when email, you send one email to your, if I send an email to Matthew, all right, Matthew should have an application called POP to download my mail. And POP is Post Office Protocol. It's called Post Office Protocol. Now, in a very different acronym, I say, instead of Post Office Protocol, can you create pockets of peace? All right, can you create pockets of peace? Post Office Protocol is an application where you can download the mail. So too, if you can create pockets of peace, you can download the divine. In the Bible, there's an expression, I'm talking of a peace that passeth all understanding. And all the mantras send at Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Can you create pockets of peace? Meditation is the answer. Now I can't tell you. Please join my online, or I'll give you a free course to all of you. If so long K.S. Rao provides the LT meditates. Okay, all right. Pockets of peace. How do you create pockets of peace? By meditation. Can this be a spiritual goal? Share market can go up and down, still pockets of peace. What disturbs the pockets of peace? In Navaratri, we say, Madhu and Kaitap disturbs the pockets of peace. If Navaratri, if you see the first day of Navaratri, 2 asuras, 2 demons called Madhu means pleasure, Kaitap means bitterness. All right, for 5,000 years it was fought. All right, leave that Madhu and Kaitap on Navaratri. I am saying in us, there is a demon called Madhu, addictive pleasures. Pleasure is fine, but addictive pleasures. When you have addictive pleasure, okay, little sweet is fine. But have you seen marriages? All right, there is, right, jamun on that ice cream, on that alwa, right? And then the Madhya Pradesh becomes so big. Right? So this is addictive pleasure. And in the abroad, I was in the Times Square in New York just about 2 weeks back. The whole air in the Times Square in New York in the evening, and Christmas time had gone, whole thing is hashish smell. What do you call the grass? What do you call the hashish only, no? What is called as weed. It's called weed. And weed is legal now in America, many places. In Times Square, the whole place is weed. They're all selling weed. And the air is weed. And Times Square is so beautiful. And it is Christmas. No, it is addictive pleasure. And they have made it legal. So this is Madhu. And Kaitap is bitterness. Somebody says something, you get hurt. All right. Somebody says words hurt you, situations hurt you. All right. If these two demons you destroy, Madhu and Kaitap, in Navaratri it is said, in us, this addictive pleasure, can that be a spiritual goal? Kaitap, bitterness. Somebody calls you monkey. The person gets hurt. I'll say somebody calls you monkey. Look this side, look that side. Make sure there are no monkeys. Doubly check up yourself. Sometimes genetical changes can happen. Then tell them wrong number. Go to ophthalmologist and get your eyes checked up. But somebody calls you Madhu, monkey, you say donkey, you say buffalo, you say bulldog. All right. And then, you can take a gun and shoot that person. And that's why Gucci family, which is the brand, all right. John F. Kennedy also talked of Gucci as a brand or the fashion icon, he said. He's called him as fashion icon. All right, in their family, difference between the father and son, all right, the one tried to shoot the other. Now in the Gucci family, none of them are the members of the Gucci brand. So therefore, sir, Madhu means addictive pleasure. Kaitap means bitterness. Such a wonderful brand called Gucci because of a difference between the third generation, father and son. Right now, nobody is in the thing there. So Madhu and Kaitap, same thing. The Mahabharata, Duryodhana got hurt, and a bloody war took place. So too also, please see, Dronacharya got hurt because his classmate Drupada insulted him. He felt, and so much he took revenge, sir. So therefore, what messes our life is Madhu, addictive pleasure, and Kaitap is bitterness. 75% of snake bites are non-poisonous. When a non-poisonous snake bites you, 75% people faint or even die. All right. Non-poisonous snake doesn't kill you. It is the thought which kills you. Therefore, man ke haare hai, man ke jeete jeet. So therefore, please see your spiritual goal. Kesarav, can you say Madhu and Kaitap? Addictive pleasure. Let us say you're smoking. All right. You take five packets of cigarette. All right. Day by day, improve it. All right. Every day, monitor how many cigarettes. Reduce it, reduces. One day you destroy it. If bitterness, before you are hurt, 5 days you will be ruminating on hurt. Now it can be 5 seconds. There is growth. Sir, if you monitor it, because what is measurable is scalable. What Amit? What is measurable is scalable. So I want you to create a spiritual diary. See how many times you get hurt. How many times you are lost in pleasure. And my secret of my weight and becoming zero insulin, because I am every day monitoring what food I am eating. And this trip abroad, all right, I was eating ice creams also, but I saw that carb was very less. There was no 2 units of sugar. And if you do the homework, please see, things can go up wonderfully. So therefore, the goal, spiritual goal, 1 is pockets of peace. 2nd is destroying Madhu and Kaitap. And the 3rd, very important thing for you, it's the gates of Shambhala. Right? Every moment, be extremely alert. When you do this, please understand, your life becomes very different. So therefore, the macro goal, lack of time. So therefore, health, you monitor your health every day. Your business also monitor. Family, you keep a spiritual diary. All these 9 parts, including contribution. As Matthew was saying, I was so grateful at COVID time. Goldman Sachs globally had a competition of who's doing good work. And we came 4th in the world. 60 countries participated. 4th we came. The $50,000 we got. And we came 1st in fan following. There is another thing called fan following. I think that we got $75,000. So on the whole, $125,000, but directed to what? Directed to girls' education. Now, that's a tremendous feeling our whole team has got. And ultimately, you should feel good. So therefore, you don't have to be number 1. What is important is you have to keep this every day. Please see this. Every day in a spiritual diary, what is the big wins? What are the losses? We are human. We'll go through losses. But have you put effort on finance? If your marriage is not working, have you put effort on increasing romance? Have you put effort on your health? And what is the outcome? Because in data analysis is what is measurable is scalable. All right, you put this, all right, and therefore, start the day, as my mother beautifully said, when the cock crows there, it is reminding us, connect to the aspire, bigger things. All right, don't get lost. And when conflicts happen, as Vajpayee ji very, very beautifully says, हार नहीं मानूंगा, रार नहीं ठानूंगा, काल के कपाल पे लिखता हूं और मिठाता हूं, मगर गीत नया गाता हूं, गीत नया गाता हूं. Right? I'm not going to translate that because it will become time there. Are you getting, sir? I will not accept defeat, but I want singing a song. So therefore, keep that 9 macro picture, monitor it every day, because the Parkinson law says, please see, time stretches according to your work. Simple work, you will stretch it whole day. But you have these 9, your work stretches according to time, or time stretches according to work. So monitoring that is a part of the thing there. And therefore, these 9 aspects of goal, monitor it, scale it up, have a good this one, and connect to a learning curve always, and be alert to the gates of Shambhala. All right, Ichigai Ichi means, please see, right, this is one time. Next time I don't know what I will exist or not. Tomorrow I'll exist or not. So therefore, this I want you to create. All right, and thank you very much, K.S. Rao. Matthew is so beautiful, and Amit Trivedi, very nice meeting you, and off to you. Any questions you can ask, and K.S. Rao, I like to offer I'm so happy with my program, and share to you 2,500 people are attending every weekend. K.S. Rao, 2,500 people are attending every weekend. All right. And I want the one program to be given free to you, provided your management says yes to it.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, Sukham, and friends. Indeed, it was a wonderful session. It is great to have this. There will be a chart, I think, somebody from Swamiji's team will be posting where you need to text your registration. I mean, that chart, and
I will show that. I think I have myself got it, because I'm so passionate. 2,500 people are attending. I feel so happy that God has made me an instrument to serve. See, this is the thing. So therefore, this is a Birla Sun Life, as Matthew said, is like I feel like a part of the family, right? This 5 days course, I'm giving it free to you, right? 5 days, so online course. So anytime, many times you can watch. In the bathroom also you can watch. You can see me, but I can't see you. All right, that is the technology. And one time live, you'll come with me, take this and just put it there. This is a free offer because I feel Birla Sun Life and it's with you, KS Raw's leadership. Like I feel, treat me as a part of your own family. This is my kind of gift I want to offer to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji, for this gift. And friends, those of you who are keen, please text on this. This is on the slide. It is there. You can have a screenshot. It is a ABSL 23 or the week 2323. You can WhatsApp. Then they will be including you for the workshop. That's first part of it. Thanks once again, Swamiji, for this offer to extend to the people. Thank you so much. And on the chat section, we have also posted another magazine to download. The Samruddhi, my colleague Kirpakaran, as posted. Use that link to download what are the new year resolutions you can look at and how you can plan. There is my colleague Anand and Kiru, they have posted there. And there are a lot of questions which have come from many, very few questions we will take. One question which is coming here from everyone is, when you have shown, holistic way to goal set on various parts of it, how do we balance those goals? Because, we are very addicted to, as you said, there is a pleasure, Madhu and Kaitab, we are addicted to work so much, we don't find time to focus on other things. On the beginning of the year, how we can prioritize this and how do we can put these goals in order?
See, as Kesarav has said, you keep a spiritual diary. Write down the 9 goals, right? And before you go to sleep, what effort have you put in each direction? You may miss certain things. Doesn't matter, but what is measurable is scalable. What is in your focus? Because I'm taking out of experience. I wrote my goal, I should reach 70 kgs. I was 80, you know very well, I was 88 and I traveled so much. So when I kept that as a goal and every time monitored and every food I monitored, which doesn't take more than 3-4 minutes, I could magically reach the goal. Because what you're focused, you will get it. So therefore, I'll only say keep a spiritual diary, write down the 9 goals, all right? And every time in the day, keep it like your Aadhaar card or in your handbag. And then if a contribution you have done, tick it, give it a small rating. It is just a matter of habit. That's all it is. And your brain is so powerful, it will go. And if you start enjoying doing this, more you enjoy, more you start. Like exercise, I enjoy doing it, more it will become there.
Thank you, Swamiji. And before we go to the next question, I'll have one question for Amit. Amit, there is a question from Mr. Madhusudan, which he says, with the markets moving nowhere since last 1 year, plus both this and next year is going to be predictable to be volatile. Where does it really take us? If it is a range bound, how no one can make money in returns in 3 years? What is your advice? You're on mute, Amit.
First of all, as we've been always seeing, prediction is almost an impossibility. What you can do is you can take an informed guess, and that's the best that one can do. Now, that's one part of it. However, what we can do is to assess our own financial situation, assess our own risk-taking ability, and assess our own financial goals. Once you've done all the 3, and you also understand the nature of various asset categories, then an investment plan can be created. Now, once you've created an investment plan, please remember that this investment plan is not for the next 1 year, it is for your entire life, because you are incorporating the financial goals of life. And when that happens, there are bound to be a few years where one asset category does not work, like the asset allocation quilt that you showed, Rao sir. There are periods where some assets deliver upwards of 20% return, whereas during the same year, something has gone given negative returns. Now, if you spread your investments across, and I'm talking from a very layman's perspective, without being an expert or without having any ability to predict what is going to happen next year. If you spread your investments across various asset categories and you periodically keep rebalancing, which is something that we had highlighted earlier also, you are likely to have an average of all asset categories. And the basic assumption that we start with is, over a long period of time, the value of all the assets tends to move up, simply because in the debt asset category, somebody pays you interest. If you keep adding it, then the value keeps going up. In the equity category, then there is an underlying business which generates profit, and that's how the value keeps going up. In gold and silver, because of the inherent nature of the assets, the longevity of the assets, and the demand and supply equation, the value keeps going up. So if that's the case, the interim volatility can only be countered through spreading across and then rebalancing. So that's all I would say. Don't really bother, don't really waste your time in trying to predict. Somebody has beautifully said that if you spend 3 hours reading economic forecast, you actually lost 3 wonderful hours of your life. Never forget that.
Thank you so much, Amit. And the message is, diversify, have a multi-assets, and have your investment plan. Thank you so much. Hope, Madhusudan, we have given that right answer. And Swamiji, this question to you, and there are a lot of thanking and gratitude messages to you for your session, Swamiji. And this message, question from Aparajito Bandyopadhyay. Pranam, Swamiji, how to calm down our stressed mind. And this is she's asking a question.
Okay. First, how to calm down your stress mind. First thing, be connected to a person, log on to a person who has learned the art of being calm and free from stress. If I want to learn English, I have to be with a person who speaks good English. If I want to pick up Sanskrit, I have to be in satsang, connected to a person who knows Sanskrit. So therefore, if you want a calm mind, be not connected to politicians, be connected to something else, be connected to people who have learned the art of being calm and serene. Now, first you develop your strategy to connect. Second, right, in my online, which I've offered free to you, there I have said, K.S. Rao, you also have done, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. 5 elements are there. It is going beyond religion. Everybody has got those 5 elements. Take up only one element called Akasha, space, right? If you can connect to space, and I teach you how to connect to space right now, connect to space. Space is so spacious, it includes everything, right? You close your mind, you are disturbed, mind is up and down. Be inwardly spacious like space, all right? And if you are like space there, thoughts going up and down, you will not be a victim of thoughts, because you are the space in which thoughts come up and down. But if you don't practice this, if thoughts come, you become the thought. If thought is hurt, you become hurt. If thought is angry, you become angry. So therefore, you are identified with the thought. If you are watching a movie, it is a sad movie, but you know you are not, that is not a movie. It is only a movie. Then you will enjoy the sadness of the movie. You will enjoy the fun of the movie. You know it is just a movie, because there's light and shade. So to all, thoughts are just movies. You are space. And if you do aradhana to space, Mangalam dishatu me akasha, that acuity, that acumen will open up. It is intuition. So to Vayu. Vayu, air, touches and goes, touches and goes. If you do Vayu Aradhana, which I'll teach you, then a disturbed thought comes. Let it touch you. Don't identify it. It will go away. Don't identify it, go away. So if you're doing Aradhana towards Vayu, right, you will develop the Siddhi of Vayu. It touches an experience and allows it to go. So the worrying mind just disappeared. For the limited time, I'll stop here. 5 elements. Akashat Vayuh, Vayoragnihi, Agnerapah, Apah Prithvi, Prithivya Oshadayah. In the Veda it is said this. So you need, without religion, if you go and do that, it's a magical process. It's magical process. But ultimately, it's like a raga. Unless you learn to sing, a raga will just be a raga.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Friends from PTT, Prasanna Trust team, as well as Birla's team, kindly post. There is a request which is coming in, which number to SMS and what is the link to download. There are few questions around where to SMS for free 5-day course and where to download the book. The link is there on the chat and the SMS number is there on the chat. Kindly take it over. Mr. Venkatesh, that has been answered and some of you others have asked.
I think
Swamiji, there is one question.
I also gave it, I think, no?
It is there, Swamiji. They are posting on the WhatsApp.
Okay, see, all of you.
Chat.
This is, you can take a screenshot of this. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Swamiji. Swamiji, there's one more. I think we have a couple of minutes, maybe 2 questions I'll take. And this one question coming from Madhusudan. And Madhusudan is asking Swamiji, most of the times our mind and heart has like a rubber band effect that pulls us back soon after the end of the same situation. How to overcome this as this moment? Today, now I feel so charged in your presence, but after I go away, I'll go back to my old mind. What shall I do?
See, anything for that matter, let us say even the great singer, Bhimsen Joshi, all right, or Parveen Sultana, if they don't practice the raga will go, that skill will go away. If you don't use, you will lose. All right, if you are a weights, if you don't put your weights, you lose. So practice is the name of the game, isn't it? Even the great, any tennis player, if it doesn't practice, he will not be in touch. But the problem is why you're not practicing, because you're not enjoying the practice. Since you're not enjoying the practice, therefore you have practice. You have enjoyed smoking, you have enjoyed gossip, you have enjoyed seeing that all the, sorry for this word, stupid news is, all right, you enjoy that. And when you enjoy that, then that is where your mind is distracted. Now, enjoy practicing right now. Now, emotion takes you one where, whenever emotion takes, don't be against it. Allow the emotion to go. And when the emotion go, see sacredness. Try to see sacredness. When you see you're sipping a water, have a bhakti bhavana when you sip the water. You're taking a bath, have bhakti bhavana. You don't need a special time for that. Right? Instead of mind ruminating, you're taking a bath. Just feel, right? The Jala Devata is blessing me. You're eating food. Annapurneshwara. Just bring an attitude, another altitude will be created. That is heart. Mind, what to do? Mind, you have to do. What is your goal? And every time, like you have a GPS and you don't follow the GPS will tell you, reroute yourself. So is your GPS working very well for you? All right. And therefore, 9 I have given you, workflow will give you. And if you join my programs, Perk Pool I'll give you. I'll give you Ashtanga tool. So many tools are there. But the problem is if you don't use, what has to do? Karma is not there for you. Good karma. In spite of you being Varma or Sharma.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Amit, one question to you. I think, Swamiji, I will come back with one more question that will wind up the day. And kindly bear us for another 4-5 minutes extra time from your calendar. Thank you so much for it. And
No. Today is Pongal. I'm overflowing with joy, seeing all of you. I told you, working with people is my worship. All right. I don't believe too much in rituals, even though I do a minimum ritual.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Amit, this question to you coming from Mr. B.C.K. Reddy Garu. This question is for you. With interest rates are moving up this year, would you suggest investment in long duration debt funds to lock in for high interest rates?
So just because it's a slightly more technical question, I would take the liberty of going a little technical on the answer also. If you are investing in an open-ended long duration fund, if the interest rates go down from here, then you tend to benefit. If they remain stable, you get a reasonable yield where the interest rates are. However, for some reason, unknown reason, if the interest rates move up, you lose out some. So you will gain less than what the yields are. So that's the nature of the fund. As against that, there are a few other options. If you know the time horizon, your investment horizon, consider FMPs, fixed maturity plans, or target maturity date funds, where you are likely to capture a significantly large part of the yield. And that way, it's a good strategy to consider during these times.
Thank you so much, Amit. I mean, target maturity funds are the best way to lock in, to close at the percentage of rates where you look at. And from now onwards, there could be one more round of northbound interest rates. But once it starts coming down, you are locking there. Of course, open-ended debt funds can give you on the capital gains piece. Either way, debt is fairly placed this year. And for your short term, you have a low duration fund. Hope, Mr. Reddy Garu, we have answered you. And the next question, Swamiji from Mr. Reddy, BCK Reddy Garu, it's coming to you, is how to overcome negativity in our daily life.
How to overcome negative DLA. That's why in my goal setting, I've told you, goal setting, say one of the strategies I've given you, what are the 3 grateful things you had in your last year? Keep in a frame. What are the 3 things you're very grateful for? All right. Then train your mind to be grateful for those things. I also told you, what are the 3 great lessons you learned last year? All right. Train your brain like how a dog is trained. Train your mind to the 3 great lessons you learned. Again, I told you 3 influential people you have met last year. All right, 3 people, and train your brain to look at the influential people and what lessons that you have learned. It is like animal training. You need to train your brain. If you start worrying, all right, worry is like a rocking chair. It keeps you busy and leads you nowhere. All right. So therefore, every time you worry, it is Madhu and Kaitap operating. Right? Inside us only Madhu and Kaitap. So when Madhu and Kaitap opens up in the kind of Vedic tradition, we say Neti Neti. All of you say Neti Neti, not this, not this. If somebody offers poison in a very decorative golden plate, will you take the poison? However colorful it is, when you know it is poison, you will not take, you will discard it. So worry, negativity is like poison. All right. However justifying you may do. So Neti Neti, I'm not going to go this. All right. And always tell what are the things I'm grateful for. Also, one more thing, Mr. Reddy Garu. All right. There has been miracles happening in our life. You don't recognize those miracles. My doctor said very nicely in their medicine, they were studying, and one of the syllabus thing is the very fact that we are born is a miracle. In the medical books, it is said. Why? Because the thousands of reasons the kid could have died in the abdomen of the mother. The thousands of reasons. The very fact we are born, it is a miracle and it is a success story. Right? It's a success. So the born you are a success story. Rejoice on that and look at that miracles in your life. Many miracles have happened, including your marriage or including your divorce. Rejoice and be grateful to those miracles. See, COVID affected us. K.S. Rao, you're very aware. COVID affected us, and in all my charities, 70% is my corporate talks fees. All right. And 1 hour of my talk, dash. Right? All we are giving for charity. When COVID happened, offline, I stopped completely. I started taking online with most minimum. And even a chartered accountant has to laugh. 5 days course you are giving this less amount, we give. But God is great and the miracle is great. Our charities, 5x to 7x, we have increased our charities during COVID time. 13,000 meals per day we are giving. And loving people like you, K.S. Rao, were supporting. Even though my 70% of funds for my charity was cut. Right? God is great, sir. Do good work. Have patience. Now, these are the blessings we need to count in our life. So negativity will feel not like a good gardener, right? Remove the weeds, water the plant. See the plant is shady, give it shady. See the plant is sunshine, give it sunshine. That's all you need to do in life.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Profound answer. And It was very touchy. The last, I think we'll stop with that last question. It was very profound message to conclude with that question and entire stuff. And friends, before we conclude, before we say, profound thanks to Swamiji, I would like to just brief what Swamiji covered over last 1 hour plus is, we started the journey with the Pongal. That's the overflowing of the joy. This is a happy Pongal to each one of you, and happy Makar Sankranti. And it was fantastic. And it is what Swamiji spoke about too, is the transmigration of the sun, how it's a northbound, and you can keep your thoughts to be on the northbound. And it's Swamiji also spoke about why should not we focus on that the trivial and travel and aspiring for the best. May this 2023 is a goal. You can aspire for the best. This was a message of Swamiji, which he has given a GPS, which is talk about goal pathway and the spiritual system, where you got the 9 goals, how you can go back and even if you are going wrong, there is a GPS you can reroute. And where he mentioned about enjoying the process. Sometimes systems may fail, but you can keep that process and focus on your goals and processes. And Swamiji also spoke about building your head and heart, which is giving the clarity and love, and both can exist with the harmony, which is the message which Swamiji has given very profoundly. And there is Swamiji spoke about gates of Shambhala, and there this movement, if you lose the moment, then you will be losing entire the essence. And if you don't seize this moment, you lost it forever. And this 2023 can be the moment of for every one of us in all the 9 goals. You will have a holistic approach, I think. And then last but not the least, the profound gift you got, not this 1 hour talk, but you can have an opportunity to get registered with sessions and continue to learn and make the year profound. And thank you so much for all those messages, Swamiji. It was very profound. Thank you. And friends, before again we conclude, we will, since reflections and resolutions, these are 2 profound stuffs which we do year after year, and every year we will reflect what has done. And last 2 hours, our topic was reflections. We reflected on the financial world. How it has behaved in the last 1 year. We spoke about how the markets were volatile, how the currencies were, some of the currencies appreciated like the dollar, and the depreciation of other currencies. We spoke about rising interest rates and the falling of the cryptos, and how the India stood as a bright spot. And there is also, where we have lessons learned from the past 1 year. World can change over a period of time. If there is a one crisis to the other crisis, COVID ended and war has started. And what all that we can do is we can't predict the future. We can always prepare for the future. And the best part of the human is, as Swamiji just now said, there are miracles. The biggest miracle is we have the ability to adapt. And the biggest miracle is we understood, health is a wealth, and that's where we are focusing. And the biggest miracle for all of us is every tough day has given pathway to the better days. That's where we need to be very optimistic. And then with keeping this in mind, your resolutions to stay put is stick to your investment plan, optimize your asset allocation and be optimistic with it. Remain disciplined, and discipline, whether it's a personal life or financial life. And doesn't need to be a smarter, and one needs to be more disciplined to make that create wealth in both the lives. And continue, stay invested, have your emergency funds so that it is taken care of you, and invest all your surpluses and liquid funds. Look at your balance and focus on your health, and ensure you are very healthy, and also insure your health. And that's where you need to look, and minimize your debt. High interest rate cost is not good for you. And investing in yourself, Swamiji was always telling in the last 1 hour, how you can put it investing on yourself. He spoke about the sleep, he spoke about emotions, he spoke about the nutrition, he spoke about the your emotional exercise. And then of course he also spoke about association with the wise friends, wise people, investing in yourself with the wise associations, investing in yourself in a good experiences, investing yourself in a right knowledge. And last but not the least, when he spoke about Goldman Sachs, invest in yourself in a charity that can give a clarity. And with this, I'm sure this last 2 hours is a wise investment you all made for. And I'm very thankful to Swamiji to take out time on a Makar Sankranti day to bless all of us with a clarity and wisdom. I'm thankful to Amit for sharing his thoughts, and congratulations for his award, and thanks to entire team of the week which is supporting us, and thank each one of you for taking time out. I'll hand over to Matthew sir for before, and Pranam Swamiji, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rao sir. Quick thanks to Swamiji, as always. Very enriching, an uplifting moment for us to spend time with you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us. And thank you so much for the gift to all of us and also to the viewers. I'm sure you'll have great response. And congratulations again to Rao sir and ABSL on their awards, and also to Amit ji for his award in Ahmedabad yesterday. Great to be in wonderful and very esteemed company. And to our viewers, happy Makar Sankranti, happy Lodi, happy Bihu, happy Pongal, and also see you next time. Thank you so much for being with us and taking time out on a Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all, and happy Makar Sankranti. Thank you, Swamiji. Will take leave of you. And friends, do download that link which is shared, and hard copy. Some of you asked, you can share a mail. We will send it to you. It is available to you. Thank you. Thanks, Matthew sir. Thanks, Amir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Once
much.
again, Amit ji. Thank you.